Freedom in mind, faith in words, pride in our heart, memories in our souls. Let's salute our nation on this Republic Day.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to our 72nd Republic Day celebration. How blissful and pleasant this morning is, where we are gathered to celebrate the red letter day in the history of India. This is a day the incredible India was born and evolved with pride and glory. As we are quite aware, Republic Day is celebrated all across the nation every year on 26th January to honor the Constitution and Republic of our country. On this special occasion, we extend not only a tribute, but also greatly indebted to our freedom fighters who laid down their lives to get freedom from the colonial rule. After the amendment of the Constitution, we became Republic of India, and since then, the day has been etched in the history of Indian calendar as Republic Day.
26th January was chosen as a Republic Day because it was on this day in 1930 when the Indian National Congress proclaimed the Declaration of Indian Independence as opposed to the dominion status offered by the British rule. As we march out in the spirit of brotherhood to spread peace, delight, and harmony, let us not forget to defend the colors of our tricolor flag. To commemorate the 72nd Republic Day, may I now request our head of our school, Mr. Ahmed Azad, to unfurl our tricolor national flag, the symbol of our national pride and identity. May I now request our head of our school, Mr. Ahmed Azad, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. These opening words of the preamble of the Indian Constitution present the core values and principles of our nation. The Indian Constitution took effect on 26 January 1950, and this day is a special day in India's history in more ways than one. I cordially convey my warmest wishes to you on this historic day. Our constitution is the largest and lengthiest one in the world. The Constituent Assembly was believed to be representation of the will of the people. The words "we the people" signify that it was a document given by the people to the people and for the people. Framed against the background of the violent aftermath of partition of India, our constitutional structure envisaged the emergence of an indivisible and integrated India. There are inequalities and injustice apparently still plaguing the country. But what offers hope is the constitutional assurance of justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity. Democracy is meaningful only if the governance is aimed towards the common welfare of the people. Indian democracy and the constitution have weathered storms in the past and have emerged seaworthy due to this. We may not always know all the procedural detail of this lengthy document, but we know the core that we are not governed by the whims of political greed, but words of the Constitution. And that is worth celebrating on the Republic Day. After all, we, the people, gave ourselves this Constitution, and we, the people, are the custodians and upholders of its principles. We as educators have an uphill task to help the students in their understanding of these constitutive principles, to put more focus on the rational and the real life consequences of the Constitution. The students should be made aware of the major influence that our anti-colonial struggle had on Indian democracy. This involves understanding the relationship between the ideals and the ideas, competition and cooperation, self and collective interest. Are the principles of liberty, equality, and justice being practiced in our classrooms? How can they coexist? How to practice tolerance and live together in peace? All this could be tackled only with pooled strength of teachers' fraternity. There is a need to nurture the critical and balanced understanding of these principles and to guide them to become responsible citizens. Relentlessly pursued agenda of improving the quality and innovativeness amongst our students will help them to become substantial contributors in national building. With these words, I wish you and your families a happy Republic Day and best wishes for a bright future. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational message. Chivalry, bravery, and integrity are the hallmarks of our countrymen. Let's tap our feet and lend our ears to the soulful rendition of Tamil patriotic song by our outsourced staff. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome them on stage.
That was unquestionably enthralling. It is said, speech is a mirror of the soul. It is indeed significant to know the importance of today's celebration. May I now invite Ms. Meera to enlighten us on the significance of this historic event.
Democracy is not merely a form of government. It is primarily a mode of living, of conjoint communicated experience. It is essentially an attitude of respect and reverence towards fellow men. So long as you do not achieve social liberty, whatever freedom is provided by the law is of no avail to you. These words are of the architect of the Indian Constitution, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. So fondly remembering the boundless Babasaheb Ambedkar, I greet this pleasant and august gathering on the occasion of the 72nd Republic Day. Good morning, respected Headmaster Sir, my dear colleagues, other members of the staff, and my adorable students. Today, I'm delighted to share the significance of this prodigious day to all of you. The Constitution declares India sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, These are not mere words. These define the present and future of this great civilization. So where did this journey begin? How did this task of making the most complex document, the Constitution of India, flinch? It all started when the Constituent Assembly met for the first time in the Parliament House. A drafting committee was appointed for drafting the Constitution of India with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as the chairman. The Constitution Assembly took almost 3 years, that is 2 years, 11 months, and 17 days to be precise, to complete this historic task. The Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949. The draft of the Indian Constitution was submitted to the Parliament on 4th December 1947. Spread over 2 years, the 166 days, almost 2 years, 308 members of the Assembly met in sessions which were open to public and made few updates. Finally, on January 24th, 1950, they made signed the 2 handwritten copies, that is one in English and one in Hindi. Finally, 2 days later, on January 26, 1950, the history was made. Indian Constitution is the lengthiest written constitution of the world. On the same day, Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first president of the Indian Union. The Constituent Assembly ceased to exist and became the Parliament of India under the transitional provisions of the new Constitution. Long ago, on December 19, in 1929, at Lahore, the Indian National Congress made a famous declaration of complete independence, or Purna Swaraj, against the British rule. January 26 is celebrated to commemorate the Indian Constitution replacing the Government of India Act of 1935 as the governing document of India. Republic Day is celebrated on January 26 every year to remember this day when the Constitution came into effect. India was ruled by British for over 200 years. India gained independence from the rule of the British Raj after a very long freedom struggle. Though India got its independence on August 15, 1947, the Constitution came into effect on January 26, 1950. Thus, every year, this day is celebrated all over India with a lot of enthusiasm. In Delhi, magnificent parades are organized by the regiments of the Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, police, and paramilitary forces at the Rajpath. All the states of India showcase their uniqueness by building beautiful tableaus. There are air shows by the Indian Air Force. And to see the tricolor in the sky, which turns the clouds into green and saffron, is a magnificent spectacle that any Indian could have. However divided we are, the similarities are undiluted. There are celebrations throughout and much more to commemorate this day. This year, India will be celebrating its 72nd Republic Day. And we do not have any chief guest because of the new traces of the pandemic COVID-19. United Kingdom's Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, has cancelled his visit on this Republic Day. With hope and anticipation to see India on the top of the world, I would sign off for now. Ganatantra Divas ki shubhkamnaएं. Iniya kudiyarsa dinam varthikal. Happy Republic Day to all of you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for your informative speech. Music is a universal language that binds everyone, regardless of caste, creed, and race. It transcends the barriers and surpasses all divisive forces. On this special occasion, it is apt and appropriate to eulogize our freedom fighters for creating such an unparalleled history, culture, and tradition. May I now invite on stage the flock of nightingales to enthrall us.
सत्य धाम से गंगा उतरी भारत भूमि पर आई। जब सत्य धाम से गंगा उतरी भारत भूमि पर आई। ऋषियों ने भारत भूमि पर ही धर्म की ध्वजा लहराई। पवन पावन इस धरती की जल निर्मल मृतिका में बल। पवन पावन इस धरती की जल निर्मल मृतिका में बल। अमृत की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई। अमृत की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई। वेदों के दाता वेद व्यास की व्यासपीठ का मान मिला। भारत को ही तो रामायण और गीता का वरदान मिला। इस भूमि ने ही राम कृष्ण का, इस भूमि ने ही राम कृष्ण का हंसना और रोना देखा। पांडव श्रेष्ठ को यही से ही तो स्वर्ग का सोपान मिला। है महाधन्य रज भारत की, है महाधन्य रज भारत की जो बुद्ध चरणों को छू पाई। अमृत की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई। अमृत की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई। वन विश्व गुरु संसार को भारत ने जीना सिखलाया। क्या अंत संसार का भारत ने ही तो समझाया। इस धरती ने चाणक्य जैसे, इस धरती ने चाणक्य जैसे विद्वानों को जन्म दिया। और चंद्रगुप्त जैसे बालक को भारत का सम्राट किया। तक्षशिला ने कर्म धर्म की, तक्षशिला ने कर्म धर्म की विजय पताका फहराई। अमृत की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई। अमृत की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई। हिमकिल तो सुशोभित मस्तक पर अब सिंधु चरणों को धोई। ईश्वर ने ही निज हाथों से नदियों की हार पिरोई। यह मन भावन ऋतुओं का घर, यह मन भावन ऋतुओं का घर। हर ऋतु आनंदित करती है। कभी सावन की बूंदें बरसे, कभी सावन की बूंदें बरसे। कभी वसंत उपवन में सोए, कभी वसंत उपवन में सोए। यहाँ मंद सुगंधित पवन बहे, यहाँ मंद सुगंधित पवन बहे। और हरे दिशा है महकाई। अमृत की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई। अमृत की की बूंदों से सींची धरती देवों को भाई।
Thank you, teachers, for adding charm and beauty to this special occasion. Our Republic Day celebration would be incomplete without the cultural show. Yet another captivating show is awaiting to unfold by our teaching fraternity to replicate the journey of India's Republic. Let's welcome them on the stage to witness the story of our Republic Day.
Would you like to listen to a story? Yes. What else have we gathered for? We have come here to narrate a story because we are the storytellers.
But what kind of a story would it be? However, a good story requires a sound content.
Of course, the content would be there.
Is the story about a person in the country or the entire people?
How much you know about our country? How much one should know about it? And what all should be known?
We, the citizens of India, how much we know about our country as a republic?
Our country, the land of happiness, the land of serenity, and the land of prosperity. the epitome of diversity and integrity. Our country, the incredible India.
Wow, it sounds like a poem.
Yes, great people think alike and identical. How much do we know about our country's origin? Let's ponder upon it. Every year we celebrate our Republic Day with the splendor and glory.
If you all know, it's well and good. In case if you don't, come, let's all tell you a story.
Wait. Before proceed to the main story, can we have a short story?
Yes.
So come us to this short story.
All right, my friends. Once a boy's family went to a girl's house for a wedding proposal.
Then what happened? Did everyone like the girl? Did she accept the proposal? The boy's family reached home happily. After a while, they received a phone call. You know who has called them? Yes, it's the girl's family. Okay. Maybe to finalize the dates for the wedding. Maybe for further proceedings too.
No, nothing like that. The girl, she has refused this proposal.
Has she refused? Why? What happened? What is the reason?
It's shock to their family. In fact, it's a tight slap on their face. The boy's father asked him that they went and spoke separately. Then what happened? Why did she reject the proposal?
It seems the boy saw the portrait of the old man being hung on the wall, and he asked her whether he was a grandfather. She stared at him furiously and she walked out of the house.
The girl's father asked the girl, "You had liked the boy, he's an engineer, but why did you reject the boy?" The girl replied, "The whole world could recognize with the stroke of his spectacles. He is the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. But he, being an engineer, asked me whether he was my grandfather."
Now, the time has come for our main story, the story of our republic. Can I tell you that story?
Yes.
Which is celebrated for the last 70 years. How much we all know about that story?
When did it begin? Where did it begin? When does it end? If we are Indians, we should know at least this much about a country, India.
Shall I ask you a question now?
Yes.
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 Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Where did the first Republic Day parade take place in the capital of our country? Rajpath. Everyone will say that it's Rajpath, but that is not completely right.
The first Republic Day parade took place at Irvin Stadium, which is now known as anybody?
National Stadium.
You are absolutely right. Very good. It is now called as the National Stadium. Until 1954 at Irvin Stadium, then Kingsway Camp, Red Fort, and at Ram Leela Maidan. On turns, the event took place.
Kingsway Camp is Rajpath for us today. It was only 1955. For the first time, the Republic Day parade took place at Rajpath, a tradition that continues till date.
India is a country of farmers. The first festival of the year is about crops and harvest. May the festivals are known in different names in different parts of the country. On the same month, we have the Republic Day celebrated.
कहानी सुनो कहानी गणतंत्र की सुनो कहानी बच्चे आओ बड़े आओ सुनो कहानी सुनो कहानी. Now, can I tell you an interesting fact? Yes. I know you all will be knowing about it still. It's a fact on summer solstice. Hope you will be knowing. It's a time when sun's rays fall in perpendicular on northern hemisphere. And you know, in our tradition, it is known as Uttarayanam. It's an atmosphere of positivity. It's a symbol of positivity. But when the sun shining us, especially on this particular time, we broke the shackles of slavery. We woke up towards freedom and aspirations. We born as an independent nation to evolve as the largest democracy in times to come.
True. In 1950, January 26, the first president of India hoisted the tricolor with a salute of 21 cannons and commemorated the historic birth of the Indian Republic. But this dream was born 2 decades ago, that is on January 26, 1929.
On December 31st, midnight at Lahore session, the Indian National Congress took a resolution to free the country completely from the foreign rule. And every fighter present in the session took an oath to celebrate 26th January as Republic Day.
And on December 6, 1946, the first meeting of the Indian Constituent Assembly was held. It was not easy to give a constitution for the diverse country like India. It was certainly a humongous task, the most challenging one.
After passing through the corridors of discussions, arguments, advice, and suggestions under the championship of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, the Constitution of India was written in 22 parts, 395 paragraphs, 8 slots, and 1,45,000 words, was officially adopted on 26th November 1949 after 3 years.
At last, India became an independent nation on August 15, 1947. But true independence was achieved on January 26, 1950, when the Constitution came into force. The Constitution came into force at 10:18 a.m. Exactly 6 minutes after it, at 10:24 a.m., Babuji, that is Dr. Rajendra Prasad, was sworn in as the first president of Free India. And this day was declared as a national holiday.
The tradition of inviting the chief guest started from the year 1950. And on the first Republic Day, the President of Indonesia, Mr. Sukarno, came as the first chief guest to India.
सुनो कहानी गणतंत्र की सुनो कहानी बच्चे आओ बड़े आओ सुनो कहानी सुनो कहानी. We have been celebrating the Republic Day for the past 70 years. But how much do you and I know about it? It is, do you believe that we have to pass it on to the next generation? It is our responsibility to know such things and pass it on to the next generation. Things such as Republic Day celebrations are celebrated right from 26th of January to 29th of January.
There was also a no time when there was no Doordarshan and there was no internet and there was no variety of new channels, but only one medium which we used to broadcast. It is Akashvani, which narrated the entire event of the Republic Day.
And then the elders would listen to this religiously and the next generation would sit beside them. Therefore, they knew the eve of Indian Republic, that is January 26th, we will be having an address by the President of the India to the entire nation.
The whole ceremony takes place at Raisina Hills, adjacent to Vijay Chowk, surrounded by the north and south block of Rashtrapati Bhavan at the end of the Rajpath.
In this, all three armed forces, Navy, Army, yes. So all armed force bands play traditional tunes together, including our Bapu's favorite, Abide With Me, is also played.
Then Bigul Badan takes place. The bandmaster goes to the president and takes his permission to take the band back. The band returns with the tune of the great Iqbal's
सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा.
At 4 o'clock in the evening, the tune of Burglar's Retreat is played and color lowering takes place. That is, the tricolor is brought down respectfully. Then the national anthem is played and the culmination of the Republic Day celebration takes place.
This is the story of our republic. This is the story has to be narrated. It was only the first time, it was nowhere but only in our beloved motherland of us.
Suno kahani, suno kahani. Amid the horizons of the mighty Himalaya to the lustrous spread of the Gangetic plains lies the kingdom of Lichavis. The Lichavis laid the foundation of the first republic at Vaishali city of Bihar, which later became the powerful kingdom of its time.
In the densely vegetated republics, a new regime was set open. Many countries of the world have adopted it. And now modern world has considered it as the best and supreme form of governance.
The world's most superpower, USA, is also a greatest propagator and advocates democratic republic. It remains to continue as an external gift from India to the world.
And on 26th January, the celebrations begins at Rajpath. And on 29th January, with the tune of beating the retreat, the program concludes. This marked the return of the army to the barracks. Now, friends, our time has come up to wind up the show. But don't worry, we'll be back soon
With another story,
because we are
the storytellers.
That was truly a spectacular performance. The tricolor flutters in the sky majestically. The three colors on our national flag, saffron, white, and green, symbolize the sacrifice of the millions who fought tirelessly to establish peace and prosperity that prevails in our nation. This glorious day reminds not only our responsibility towards our nation, but also to introspect and examine whether we adhere to our fundamental rights or not.
Once a great man whispered, feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Today, I take the opportunity to put all my gratitude into words. An event on this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling well in advance. It requires meticulous planning, an implication, and an eye for the detail. I gratefully remember the August gathering for lending your unflinching support. Let us take this message on this special day. Look within and think whether we are fulfilling our fundamental duties. The values and ideas have to be worked out by the thriving society, which is not possible in a dormant society, which do not care for anything or question on what is happening around them. So, let us march a step forward for a better society of tomorrow. Every action done today will have its repercussion in future. Thank you. Wishing you all a happy Republic Day. Jai Hind.
Before we sign off, wishing you all once again a happy Republic Day. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.